Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply style transfer effect to a video in React Native's new architecture for Android using a Media3 effect as well as TensorFlow Lite. So let's get started. Now before I show you guys this particular documentation, I want to show you one image. So here inside the assets, I'll explain more about the code later on. Also we will be writing native code because there is no third-party library available for this. So here you can just concentrate on this particular image, style.jpg. Now instead of style.jpg, it can be any image, whatever you feel like. So based on this particular style, based on the style of this particular image, we will be transferring this style to a video of whatever the user chooses. So let me show you guys the output so that things would be more clearer for you. So here I have a pick video button. I'll just select this video. I'll just click on pick video. It opens the video picker for me. I'll just select a video. Now it depends on how big your video is. If your video is very big, it will take a bit of time, so be patient. Mine is 15-second long video, but I'm also displaying the progress of how much the conversion has taken place. So I have selected the video. Then here inside text view, as you can see, I'm displaying the progress. So there is a 2 at the start, and the second value is the actual progress of how much conversion has happened. I'll explain more about this later on. For now you can ignore these values. Sometimes the second value does not reach till 100. Okay, for now it has reached till 100, so you are in luck. And here you can see we have applied this like the style transfer of the image to the particular video, and also this video is saved to external storage. So if I click on pick video, here you can see now there are 2 videos. So with the help of this, you can apply it to whatever video you want, like whatever style you want. So I have also tried with this oil.png as well. So maybe you can just ask ChatGPT like Sora or Gemini to create an image, and you can apply that particular style to your video. Let's see how to achieve this. So first I have created a React Native project. So you can come to this particular documentation over here and just run this particular command. Now you don't need to specify the version. I am using version 81. So once you don't specify the version, whatever is the latest version, it creates a project based on that. Also I have changed the project name. So instead of turbo module example, you can write whatever project name you want. So once a React Native project has been created, so you should see something like this. Next it tells, so here they have taken an example of shared preferences. Obviously we won't be using that. So first we need to create a specs folder. So here you can see I have created a specs folder in the root of our React Native project. Inside that we need to create a TypeScript file. Now they have named the file as native local storage. That name does not make sense in our case, so I have named it as native transform video. The file name should start with the word native. That is very important. If you want, you can name it differently, but do remember this name of transform video, whatever you name it, because that name will be used in lot other places as well. Then I have just copy pasted all this code from our TypeScript file and pasted it over here. I have made few changes. Firstly, I only require one method. Here it will take the URL of the picked video and it will give the URL of the transform video. Here we have this on progress submitted. So this is an event emitter. So basically the progress will vary, right? And we want to send it multiple times from native Android side to React Native side. That's why we are using an event emitter over here. And here we have this native transform video. So because our file name is that, so here you need to change it as well. Then you need to go to package.json and you need to copy paste this particular bit of code. So if you see in the documentation, they have also given it, but instead of native local storage, in our case it will be native transform video over here as well as over here. Once you have done that, you just need to run npm install. So just cd to your React Native project, root of your React Native project, and just do npm install. Okay, once that is done, you need to run this particular command. So this will do code generation for you. So just let's just wait for npm install to finish and then just paste it over here. So this will do code generation for us. So yeah, let it do its thing. In the meantime, what you can do is you need to install 2 more dependencies. So if I just show it to you, React Native image picker, which also helps for picking video, and React Native video. So you can just do npm so you can just cd cd back to the root of your React Native project, npm install React Native image picker. So I'll just paste it over here. And we also need to do React Native video. Just copy this okay, and just press enter and it should install the dependencies for you. So now first let's see how to use it. So you can just go to app.tsx. Here you can see these are all the imports which you need to add. Then here is our use state for video URL, and here is a use state for text. So the text is actually the progress one which I was showing it to you. Then inside use effect we need to constantly listen for this on progress submitted value which we get from native Android. Okay, I'll just remove this does not make sense. And whatever values we get we just append to our text set text state. Okay, and inside return we remove our subscription. Then here we have one button for picking the video. So here you can see we just do launch image library, media type is of type video, and once we have the video URL we just pass it to the transform video method, and whatever URL or final output you get we just assign it to set video URI. If video URI is not equal to empty, we display the video with the help of this video element. Okay, and this particular text element is used for displaying the progress of how much the video has finished transforming. And styles I'm not really using because I'm using inline styles. Then you need to go to the Android folder. So if you see over here they have shown you how to use it, so I have already shown you guys this. Then let's come back to this file later on because this will be completely different. First we need to create this particular package and we need to create this particular file as well, right? But in our case the naming will be different. So just go to first app, first go to build.gradle, and here we need to add a few dependencies. So first one is Media3 effect, Media3 transformer, Media3 common, Media3 UI, Media3 exo player, and then LiteRT support is for TensorFlow Lite, and like TensorFlow Lite has been renamed to LiteRT, so that's what I'm using over here as well as over here. Then you need to go to src, go to main, and here you need to create an assets folder first. Inside the assets folder, like I said, you can take whatever image you want. So I have shown you with this image, but you can try with this image as well, or whatever image you want to prefer. There are some TensorFlow Lite models also which you need to add. So in the description as well as in the comment of this particular video I will share a link from where you can download this TensorFlow Lite model. Then you need to go to then just go to Java com, and inside com you need to create this particular package, native transform video. Inside that, firstly, like I said, we will be creating this Kotlin file, native transform video package. Now this I have copy pasted it from the documentation. Only thing is I have added this unstable API because it references this particular native transform video module which we will be looking into, and it is unstable because at the time of me recording this Media3 APIs are a bit unstable. That's why we have to add this particular annotation. Even though the library themselves are stable, if you see none of these libraries are in alpha or beta, but their APIs are still bit unstable. That's why we have to add this particular annotation over here as well. So again, make sure this is your package name, and what I have done, I have just copy pasted this from the documentation. Only thing is wherever they have added this local storage, I have replaced it with transform video. That's it. Rest everything remains the same. Okay, then let's see, next we need to go to come over here, go to your RNapp2, go to main application, add import of your native transform video package, and you can add it over here, something like this. Okay, once that is done, let's just scroll down, and yeah, that should be it. Then here you need to create another file called style transfer effect. So firstly you can add this package name over here. So here you can see, like, maybe write your own package name. Now rest of the contents of this file, even I don't completely understand. I have copy pasted it from the Android documentation, so this helps us to apply the style transfer effect from an image to a video. So I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. Okay, once that is done, you need to go to this native transform video module.kt file. Again, this is the package name. These are all the imports. So again, I am simply scroll through all these imports. Then here is our transformer.listener which we are extending, which helps us to override two method, on completed as well as on error, which I'll come back later on. Here we need to specify the name. Here is the file name and file path. This is for progress progress, the progress which we track for transforming our video. Same thing, progress holder as well. Global promise for sending the value, like the URL of the transform video. Here we create an array list of effect. Here we pass the get name, then here we override our method. So here you can see we apply this byte buffer GL effect, and here we reference our Kotlin file, and here you need to write your own image name, so be careful over here. Then here we initialize our transformer, we initialize our input media item. Here is our edited media item. We create our external file, we start the transformation, and here we track the progress state. Now, like I told you, there were two values displayed inside our text view, right? So progress state and the progress holder dot progress. So here you can see I'm sending it back to React Native side. So the progress state value will be 0, 1 and 2. So if you want to display a progress bar, how would you know that the video has finished processing? So there are a couple of ways. Firstly, do not rely on this progress holder dot progress. Sometimes it reaches till 100, but sometimes it doesn't. You need to rely on this progress state. It always becomes 0 once the video has finished processing. There is also an on completed callback, which I will tell you later on. And here I have added a 500 milliseconds delay. Now this is how we create an external file. Again, I have copy pasted it from the Stack Overflow, and this is how we save file to external storage. Again, I have copy pasted it from the Android documentation. So I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Then here we have this on completed callback. So if file name is not equal to null and file path is not equal to null, then we just save the video to external storage and send it back to React Native side. And here inside on error we just display a toast message, but just like I'm sending a normal URI, you can send an error message as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Yeah, I think I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.